people that are exhausted from pulling all-nighters for work that's happened behind the scenes before we even started this race, and it's just a day that is taxing in an adrenaline sense, Noel. So when you look at the crews, you can tell they're tired and saving their best for the right moment and so on. Even Dylan O'Keefe looked just a little drained before, but was taking on the right sort of fluids and things like that. So he's good for these final just under 90 minutes of the Hi-Tech Oils Bathurst 6 Hours. That's a little bit of a mixture of everything, and as we detailed at the commencement of the coverage, a nice good array of people from the automotive industry here, Matt. All sorts of different businesses. Some of the guys that are working on these cars will go back after maybe an Easter Monday off where they travel home, and they'll be working in workshops around the country or smash repair businesses and so on.
Talking this event up, which is gaining more and more momentum. We had 80 cars, over 80 teams nominate for this event. It dated back when entries opened towards the end of 2021. And a field of 62 started here today. And it will just get bigger and bigger, won't it? This is like the old man. This is the old school Bathurst, but with that modern feel, as Matt White mentioned earlier today during the middle part of this race. This is the Suzuki Swift of Ian Cowley, Matt Phillis, and David Bailey. Going to make their way across the mountain. There's more happening in the pits. We'll head down there too.
Well, I just thought it was interesting having a look at these pit stops. They're a little bit different to what we see in something like Supercars or Formula One, without the air jacks and the centre wheel hub. So you can see there's a lot more that goes into a wheel change. You've got the traditional jack like you'd see in your garage. They've got the good old breaker bar there to tighten those wheel nuts up. Doing it side by side, so obviously taking a little bit longer. And the other interesting things with the refuel, you see there's that little, just unclipping that little earth wire there, so that has to by regulations be on the car when you're refueling, so they were just refueling before, that's why that was there. And also if you look at the back behind the rear wheel, it's just been about to be pulled out. Actually, you'll see it in action, the very very high-tech chock system. As the regulations we spoke about all the crew having to be behind the red line before the car can go. So you see that little pulley system. So all these cars coming in hot brakes, the last thing you want to do is be sitting on the brakes while you're getting all the work done and refueling. So this little chock allows the guys to get off the brake, but then everyone to be back behind the red line and get away quickly. So a couple of cool little ingenuity things to work within the regulations we have in production car racing.
McLaren did a stop in 2.4 seconds last weekend, so this is the very, very different scenario, Molly. And hey, there's a story that people following our coverage should know. You had to do a tyre change in a rally at one stage, but you made your mum do it, didn't you? You didn't get your hands dirty. You made your mum, who was co-driving, do it. Hello to Coral Taylor, who will no doubt be watching.
Look, to clarify, we did it as a team. It's just I already had my driving gloves on, and she didn't have time to get her gloves on because I didn't want to lose time, so her fingers suffered, and I will never live that down.
I know you won't.
Thanks for reminding me.
I'm sorry. It's a story that